go ahead and get us started a little bit. Welcome in to anyone who's here, and today we've got a lot of cards to open. May or may not have been the best decision, but I was actually able to finally get some Avatar The Last Airbender packs to open. So we've got the Play Booster set, and then we've got the Jumpstart set. So I'm kind of wondering what it is I'm going to run into with this. There are a couple of cards I'm looking from it in the first place, which is why I bought them, but I guess we'll just have to see if we can actually get them. Not entirely certain of which one I'm going to start with today, so let's try and get through the Jumpstart booster first, and then we're going to go into the regular Avatar booster. We are going to be in here for the long haul of it, because if anything from the past is to go by, usually these will start to take me a little bit more time than I wish they would. I'm going to move my camera over a little bit here. Get a little bit better on the real estate. Surprisingly, the plastic on this feels a lot better than the plastic feels on the other box. So I don't know what that's about, but I guess we'll see. Let's see, from the Jumpstart, I'm looking for all the Bending Masters except for, like, Katara. I went and bought an Avatar Aang because I legitimately didn't like my chances. Wow, I can't get this open. No, let me try this again. I went and bought an Aang from TCG Player while it was still $10 because I just did not like my chances of actually trying to pull it. And I thought, you know, I won't have to buy this set. I can just do something else for the card packs this month. And then I started looking at the other cards, and I'm like, no, never mind. I'll just go out of my way and get some stuff. And I really can't get this open. Wow. Hang on. Is this... Scissors. You know what? Just as a precaution. Let's go up. Yeah. There, both of them are open. Now that we got the plastic off of this, let's go ahead and start cracking some packs open. Alright, so, Jumpstart Booster. Be funny to get Little Cabbage Man, but I don't exactly know what else I would be looking for in this. So, it's going to be a pleasant surprise for both sides, honestly. Sure, there are like 1 or 2 cards that I'm really looking forward to having. But, who knows? Also, we get to see if any of the Jumpstart stuff really starts to fit properly. If that makes any sense. So, as with Jumpstart boosters, the way you're supposed to use it is you get 2, and then you mix and match them into a 40-card deck. You know, the standard. That's not what we're doing today, though. And I believe there are 67 different variants of packs that you can get. So we have 24 in this. And there are 67 possible ones. So let's see if we can get lucky today. I'll set it off to the side, actually. Are they all the same? They're all the same. Okay. Luckiest part is I don't have to do any sort of maneuvering around. So our first one up is Gliding, with Momo on the front. Honestly, trying to remember the show, it was generally surprising how in-depth they tried to go with like the theming and everything. I haven't watched the Avatar show in a long time, but it still holds a place in my heart. So we get the title out of the way. I'll find a stack to put that in somewhere because we don't really need it past that. So what do we got here? Depending on if my camera wants to actually focus. Come on, I believe in you. Probably gonna be a tad bit blurry, and it has been moved around a lot because I've been trying to reset it up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we got the kindly customer, the toucan puffin. I believe it's all going to be white because gliding is white. It's weird how, well, nah, I guess the color white for airbending makes sense. We got the koala sheep. We have an air nomad student. Surprising this doesn't have any airbending on it. Interesting that it's passive to just be like every turn it doesn't do anything, it gets a +1/+1. Curious about how that will work out after a while. We got Aang, the last airbender. When he enters, you airbend the target. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even read the bottom part of that. When you cast a lesson, Aang gains lifelink. Putting that to the side because I need that for a deck. Okay. We got the Rabaru Troop. Momo, the Friendly Flyer. The first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 less is interesting. And whenever another creature with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1. I see that working out a little bit. We got Appa, the loyal Sky Bison. And we got Yip Yip for Appa. Because the cable's in the way, unfortunately. Creatures you control get +2/+2. If it's an ally, it gains flying. It's like our first instant lesson, I think, because everything else has been a creature, hasn't it? I'm pretty sure literally everything else that we have opened in this one first pack has been a creature. So that stack's going to get really huge, I feel like. I'm not entirely certain of the way I want to do things. Because I can either do it by color, which all of these stacks are going to get massively large, or I can do it by what they actually are. Which one stack is going to be super huge and to the moon. The other stacks are not going to be that high. We'll see, I guess. Let me move that to the side so I don't bend that card. And we have Path to Redemption. I said we have Path to Redemption. Alright. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Oh, so just one of those. It's a nice one. Oh, hey, an airbending lesson. Airbend and then draw a card. That also might want to be put to the side. I'm gonna need that. We had a glider staff equipment. Oh, quick creature gets +1/+1 flying. A thriving heath because yeah, and then all the lands. Land and then basic lands. Eh. Those are the only ones I'll stack up regardless of color, I feel like, because it's just. Why even bother? Move on to the next one. Alright. We got Sparky, Big Booms and Lessons. So I'm assuming I'm going to see Combustion Man in this, which I was kind of hoping I would get that guy. We have Fire Nation Cadets. This creature has firebending as long as there's a lesson in your graveyard. A 1 cost to firebend for 2. Oh, and if you firebend for 2, you can add +1 to any creature, or this creature while attacking. Oh, okay. Okay. So I can that's a loop for itself. Do I want to make the creature stack that large? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. We got the Yuyan Archers. When a creature enters, discard a card, draw a card. That's going in another deck that I've been trying to think about using. We got the Deer Dogs. A War Balloon, not to be confused with the Air Balloon in Pokemon currently. Put a fire counter on the vehicle. It has 3 or more, it's an artifact creature. Oh, so they can be crewed and then... Oh wait, if it's an artifact creature, you won't need to crew it. Oh, I get it now. If it's an artifact creature, you won't need to crew it. Do I want to make it? Nah, I think I'll just do artifact. I think it's a better idea to just do that as artifact. Ran and Shaw. If you cast them and there are 3 or more dragons and or lessons in your graveyard, you create a a token that's not a copy. Oh, it's a rare too. Zuko the Exiled Prince. Firebending 3. Dragon Moose, 4 cost with haste. There he is, Combustion Man. Destroy target permanent unless the controller has... Oh, yeah, no. So it's destroy target permanent or take the damage equal to his power, so. A funny card. Not the greatest card, but a funny card. Hey, firebending lessons. And it can be kicked. I didn't know it could be kicked. Oh, wow, I could easily see that being used mid-combat after firebending. Combustion technique. Equal to 2 plus the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. And if the creature would die, get exiled. That's honestly kind of funny. Overwhelming Victory. Each creature you control gains trample and +X if you do excess damage with Overwhelming Victory. That's funny. And then finally, the Price of Freedom. Destroy target artifact or land, and then its controller can search their library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. And then you draw a card. It's an interesting one. Finally, a sorcery. I don't think anything else was a sorcery, was it? Yeah, no, everything else has been an instant. So finally, a sorcery. I was wondering how long it was going to take to get that. Bluff, mountains. I wonder if there's like different lands in this as well. Because I'm not entirely certain on that front too. I don't know if this added like any new cool lands. So far we've got white and red. And from the looks of it, it looks like we're about to go in the black territory. Alright. So, now we've got Relentless. I expect to see a certain Azula in here. We have Callous Inspector. There we go. When this creature dies, deal 1 damage to yourself and then create a clue. Interesting. Merchant of Many Hats. She can come back from the graveyard if you pay it. Ooh, Judy. One of many. Create a token that's a copy of this, then sacrifice an artifact or creature. I'm sure there's things you can do with that. It's just it doesn't come to my mind what she can do. Fire Nation Ambushers with Flash. Azula on the Hunt. Oh, she's black with Firebending. And when she attacks, you lose a life and create a clue. Is that worth it? I mean, like, in Commander, it's probably worth it. I don't know, maybe that can work with the deck I'm trying to make. Zhao, the Ruthless Admiral. I don't quite remember a lot about the show, but I do remember this was a nice sequence of episodes when it was happening. When you sacrifice another permanent, creatures you control get plus... Oh, okay, so that's why it works with GD, actually. That makes a lot more sense. Because all creatures you can go get that +1. And if you just keep making Judy clones, well, everything will always have +1 at that point on your turn. Including the Admiral. Okay, interesting. Fire Nation Occupation. When it enters, make a token with Firebending. And then when you cast something during somebody else's turn, make a token with Firebending. I can see that kind of snowballing. Beetle-headed Merchants. When this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact and just put a +1/+1 and draw a card. Oh. Oh. Okay. I can see how this works out with each other. I mean, I know they're all supposed to... Usually the packs are supposed to, like, you know... They all work with each other, but, like, this works. I didn't think about that. Canyon Crawler with Death Touch. Make a food token when it enters. And it also has Swamp Cycling. Azula Always Lies. What a nice lesson to just put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. Or -1/-1 on something else. That's gonna go in another deck of mine. Actually, I'm gonna actually use that. That's gonna be useful. Heartless Act: destroy a target creature with no counters, or remove up to 3 counters from a target creature. Oh yeah, this is when they stole Appa. And finally, Deadly Precision. Deadly Precision. Wow. Reading is probably hard today. As an additional cost, pay for or sacrifice an artifact or creature. Destroy target creature. Yeah, that makes sense. You can already tell that stack is gonna be massive by the time we're done. And like once we get done with the jumpstart boosters, I'm just gonna clean it all up, put it in the same box, and then move on to the other Actar. Uh, this pack actually opened pretty well, so I might actually keep it around. Alright, we're going back to red. The train had to end soon, I guess, of having different colors always popping up. So now we got the powerful creatures. A freedom fighter recruit. Power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Wow, really thought that said Tiger Dildo for a second. Tiger Dillo. This creature can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater, so it's just sitting there on the field. I mean, 2 for a 4/3 sounds nice, but that's a difficult kind of drawback to get under control. Oh, this is interesting. Iroh takes 2 red and 2 green, but lessons you cast cost 1 less. It's an interesting Iroh. Fortunately, I don't have a deck I can use that with. But say maybe we get a couple more lessons out of the other pack over here, and we can have something interesting going on. Komodo Rhino. Guess that's a offshoot family member from the Komodo brothers. 5/2 with trample. I mean, that's all that does. Fire Nation Raider. So with the Raid Shadow Legends, this guy here, when this creature enters, if you attack this turn, create a clue. Lots of clue token stuff. Interesting. I wonder why it. Maybe there's just something I'm not thinking of, but I do wonder why there's a lot of like clue token. Oh, another Combustion Man. Didn't need to, but I'll take 2. Fang, Roku's companion. Forgot he had a dragon. When this attacks, it gives its power to another legendary creature, and when it dies, if it's not a spirit, return it to the battlefield and add it as a spirit. Interesting. It basically just has a second life. I wonder if there are cards that are like you can just remove the creature typing from it. Because I've always seen adding creature types, but I've never seen removing creature types. Maybe I'm just not like into this as much as I would like to be. Anyway, Mongoose Lizard. When it enters, deals 1 damage to any target, which is funny. And Menace. Another firebending lesson for the road. Hog Monkey Rampage. Target creature you control and target creature an opponent controls, but a +1/+1 on the creature you control. If it has power 4 or greater, then those creatures fight each other. Interesting. Cathartic Reunion. Discard 2, draw 3. I'ma just put that over here. I'ma need that. Because that's actually a small cost. It was only 2 mana. How to start a riot. Target creature gains menace until the end of the turn, and creatures that target player controls get +2. Riot! And then a Thriving Bluff, which, did it put forest in here? Or is it all just mountains? Ooh, okay. That'd be a little bit scary, considering you only have green with the... Okay, I think I see how that's supposed to work, because let me just check something here. Yeah, because Iroh needs 2 forests. So whatever second pack you get, if it's not a green pack for like earthbending, because I would assume that's what green is going to do in this, then you need to make sure that you draw both thriving lands and hope to God nothing happens to those lands, because otherwise you're screwed and can't pull out Iroh if you haven't already done it. That's honestly, I don't know if that's a great idea to have thrown in there, but sure, I guess it works. Oh, cool. Moving on to blue next, looks like. So we have. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is white. I just looked at Sokka and saw the color blue and thought it was blue. No, this is just more white because we're in the alliance now. So more help from the ally cards, starting with the Duke. Enters with a +1/+1, and you can remove a counter from the Duke and put it on another creature, and it gains hexproof. And it's a 1 cost. Oh, but it's a 0/1, so that makes more sense. But if you can put more +1/+1 counters on them, then I can see that actually working out. Inspired Insurgent. Sacrifice the creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Well, that's inspiring. I bet that's how they felt on that plane. Glider Kids, not to be confused with the snowboarding kids. When a creature enters, scry 1. Okay, there's a little bit of blue in here. So we have Sokka, the Lateral Strategist. When Sokka and at least one other creature attack, you get to draw. That's not that great, but alright. South Pole Voyager. When this creature or another ally you control enters, you gain a life. And if it's the second time this happens, you draw a card. Kyoshi Warriors is interesting. Create an ally token. I guess he was with Suki by the end of that show. Oh, hey, speaking of which, here's Suki. I did want to check that, actually. Wasn't Suki supposed to be... Oh. It would help if I do had a type. Fortunately, I have to contend with my monitor's light. I might want to dim this at some point. That's interesting. She doesn't show up in this guide. I thought there was something about Suki. Because power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and you make ally tokens. So it's like, the more ally tokens you can make. Honestly, when it comes to anything that's double, like token doubling and such, you just You get anything that'll double the tokens. You know, doubling seasons is up there, but like I'm pretty sure there's some other cards you can do to bolster that a lot more. You know, on top of the fact that you still want to give everything like a more +1/+1 oriented like focus, so that it can't just be wiped completely that fast. Oh, okay, I guess not. We'd have to go to two separate spots to. Oh, didn't realize that wasn't in frame. Have to go to two separate spots, but that was the breaks, I guess. Either way, Kiyoshi. I mean, sorry, Suki. And a mechanical glider as another equipment. An acrobatic leap for something to untap, which is actually pretty cool. Gains +1/+3 until and flying until the end of turn is kind of bonkers for one. Razor Rings deal 4 damage to a target, attacking or blocking, and you gain life equal to the excess. So you overkill something, you get at most 3 life. Ah, Jet, the rebel leader. He's still dead. When Jet attacks, look at the top 5 cards and put a creature with mana value 3 or less onto the battlefield. Tapped and attacking. Ooh. Oh, you can get a lot of mana with that, depending on how many firebending stuff you can get going. And then put the rest on the bottom. That makes sense. And finally, for one more lesson, it isn't the foil version, so only $40. Oh, so you pulled Avatar Aang. I had to buy mine because like I bought it before like the set like fully came out, so I had it pre-ordered, so it was just $10. But like I was really worried that I wouldn't pull it from this, so I went ahead and just ordered mine. I'm so glad I did before the price went up. How's it going, Magic D Nut? Oh hey, another untap. It's actually pretty cool. An easy 6 stacks in the bank? Yeah. From what I'm looking at, yeah. I'm gonna put that here. I don't think I really need it, but fancy footwork is actually kind of nice. Like the good Aang, that's in collector boosters, right? Yeah, the good Aang is like, oh, that's a lot of money actually. Jeez. Oh yeah, we're at the end. Thriving Heath and plains. Just a bunch of plains. Getting more lands is great because I need lands for everything that I do when it comes to Magic and getting ready for the library program. You know, the chase cards that I'm looking for today are not going to be the ones that are like thousands of dollars. I don't believe I can even get any of them because I don't have collector's boosters. But the ones I am looking for are still, you know, aside from I'm going to actually use them to play, are still going to probably be decent ones to look out for. Like if I can get lucky and actually get a certain Toph card, that would be wonderful. And the jump starting a certain Toph, and then from the regular set, I actually need a common more than I need anything mythical or rare. So it's going to be interesting to see what I can get tonight. Starting off with another Kiyoshi. So more Kiyoshi Warriors coming up. We get the Battle Fan equipment. Wait, create another white ally token? Oh, I see. I see how that's supposed to work out. Oh. Ooh, okay. Rauchus? Audience? Couldn't really pronounce that. Tap for mana, tap for 2 mana if you got something beefy enough. Just gonna slide that over here. Was the Aang the only card you were looking for? Or did you get anything did you get anything else of note when you were doing pulls? Let's see. Elephant Mandrill. A creature enters, each player creates a food. Oh, it gets a +1/+1 for each artifact your opponents control. Oh. Wait. Wait. I feel like there's a way to make that snowball. Here's your warrior exemplars. When a creature attacks, if you control 8 or more lands, creatures you control get +2/+2. So this has to swing. But at least when it does swing, it'll become a 6/5 if you have enough ramp. Which, I mean, it's green, so you should have enough ramp. Avatar Kyoshi the Earthbender. During your turn, she has hexproof. That's cool, actually. Let's see here. If I look this one up, this isn't going to be something exuberant, right? If I can spell. Not the extended one, but... Well, finally got one the first sleeve. Took a while. Hopefully I'm not missing anything else in here that needs to be sleeved, but... Took a while, but we finally got it. Got something, I should say. Let me see here. I just gotta grab my sleeves from over here. I don't need anything ridiculous. All I want is the cards I'm gonna actually need for a deck that I'm building. Anything else is just extra flavor at this point. Wait, I mean, she's 8 mana, but like, Earthbend 8 and untap the land? High costing, and I'm sure you can probably reduce the cost in some format or faculty. At the beginning of combat, Earthbend 8 is incredible. We'll put it down here. Anything that we can consider a hit, we'll put down there. We got a second Suki, which is funny. I guess in terms of Kyoshi stuff, it makes sense. Earth Kingdom Soldier. Rocky Rebuke. Target creature deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. Always fun to have. Cycle of Renewal. Sacrifice a land, search for 2 basic lands. Put them on the battlefield. That's going over here. I need that for the Aang deck I was going to make. That's going right over there. I would like to find another Kyoshi, if it's at all possible. Because there's going to be duplicates, obviously. I'm going to get some duplicates. It would be insane if every single pack in here is going to be different. Allies at last. Cost 1 less for each ally you control. Up to 2 target creatures you control deal damage equal to their power to target creature an opponent controls. So, slight removal, essentially. Early game removal. Tectonic Split. Sacrifice half your lands hexproof, and then lands have add 3 mana of any color. Of any one color. Is that worth 6? That's a funny. It's a funny card, actually. That's a funny card, actually. But is that worth 6? Maybe it is worth 6. Who knows? I have to get the sleeves out. Hang on. But it does change lands to just be multicolored lands at that point. So I don't know. That's probably actually a pretty good one. You need 6 to do it. So you're going to go down to 3, which in turn kind of becomes 9, I guess. And if you're mono green, well, yeah, it's just definitely better. And anything that you have just becomes green. At that point. Cracked Earth technique is the last one in this one. Earthbend 3, then Earthbend 3. You gain life. Oh, that's right, because it's only to one target land. So you get to Earthbend 2 lands. High costing, though. The Iroh making lessons cost less sounds great. Mayhaps have to rethink a couple of things. I feel like anything that's green is gonna already have like a interesting lineup. I'll come back to that one. And then Thriving Grove. And the Force. Alright. Moving on. Looks like we're going back to black. Come on, please. Just, I don't want you anymore, plastic. You did your job. You got the cards to me in hand. Now it's my turn to open the cards up and see them. So, moving on to bad advice. I think it's called a Gillicorn? Might be Gillicorn? I'm not sure. Might be Gillicorn. Gillicorn. It's funny how many different ways you can pronounce a GI, isn't it? A 1/1 with Death Touch. The classic. A Daily Sensor. A Corrupt Court Official, because of course there always has to be one. When it enters, target opponent discards a card. Oh, another Judy. I was wondering. Long Fang Grand Secretariat. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Is this about to cycle itself a lot? Because that's what I'm thinking, is it's about to cycle creatures a lot. Another Fire Nation Ambushers. Lowen Lee Royal Advisors. When an opponent discards a card or mills one or more cards, you put a +1/+1 on each advisor you control. And then also on here, target player mills 4 cards because, you know, they had to. Hama the Bloodbender. I remember that. Target opponent mills 3 cards, exile 1 non-creature, non-land card from that player's graveyard. You may cast the exiled card during your turn by waterbending X rather than paying its mana cost, where X is the mana value. Interesting. Not interesting that she's total 3 mana. I mean, sorry, not 3, 5 mana, but a nice concept. Let me check this actually. I want to see. Is Hama, like, used? Okay, cool. I love when I have to go between 2 different guides just to check. That's not the letter M. Alright. She's not, unfortunately. Nah, I wouldn't really use that without using a different deck. Yeah, there's a different deck I would use for that. Sold out. Exile the target creature. If it was dealt damage, create a clue token. Exile a target creature, and if it was dealt damage, create a clue token. Sure, I guess. Daily Indoctrination. I don't remember the Daily part of the show a lot. Interesting. Reveal your opponent's hand. Choose a non-land permanent and they discard it, or Earthband 2. Sorcery lesson. I wasn't paying attention. I just saw the lesson stuff and I actually wasn't throwing them in the right piles. Dear me. I'm gonna have to look through that again, aren't I? Keep some sort of semblance. Ozai's Cruelty. 2 damage to a player. That player discards 2 cards. Actually, that's gonna work for another deck I have. Actually, I thought about that in real time. Like, wait a minute, that's not that bad. I could use that. Oh, and another Deadly Precision. And then a Thriving Moor. And Swamps. Ooh. Finally, something that approaches me from basically real life. I was waiting for this. We got the Librarian set. We got Professor Zay, the anthropologist. Huh. Kind of hope I get a second library because I would like a second of this card. I'm just gonna check something. Okay, making sure. But I'm gonna keep this over here. That's actually pretty nice. That's a nice card. I can use that. Suspicious bookcase. Actually, it's an artifact creature. I'm gonna stick it over here. Try to keep some semblance. Knowledge Seeker. When you draw your second card, per turn. Put a +1/+1. And when it dies, make a clue. A lot of clue tokens. Beautiful Knowledge Seeker. When one or more cards are put into a library from anywhere, put a +1/+1 on this creature. Oh, and there's no limit from that. And then pay 3, you can put a target card from a graveyard on the bottom of his owner's library. The Giant Koi with Waterbending 3. If you waterbend, it can't be blocked and has island cycling. A Brainstorm to draw 3 cards. Wasn't there a common that was like kind of expensive? That's so funny to me that apparently the theme card is like $1. Apparently, if you want the theme card, it's $1. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Brainstorm was $1. We have Wan Shitong, All Knowing. When it enters, target non-land permanent's owner puts it on into their library, second from the top or on the bottom. And when one or more cards are put into a library from anywhere, you create 2 1/1 spirit tokens that can't be blocked by non-spirits. Then we have Octopus Form. Target creature gets +1/+1 hexproof and untap it. You know, something I have to look up. If you have an activated ability, can you get that to replenish itself if you untap the creature? Or is that just once it's used, it's used? You don't get that again. Because if you can just continually untap things, that would be kind of busted, wouldn't it? Okay. Alright, Octopus Form. Oh, but I could maybe use this in something. I'll circle back for it if I ever need it. Accumulate Wisdom. Look at the top 3 cards from your library and put one of them in your hand, the rest on the bottom. Put each of those cards into your hand instead if there are 3 or more lessons in your graveyard. So, if there are lessons in your graveyard, basically just draw 3 is what this is. If it looks wrong, like I have to like kind of keep lurching over, it's because the box is in the way now. And my keyboard is out of the way so I can have the cards set up. It seems like the librarian set is actually something you kind of want. Lost in the Spirit World. Return a target creature to its owner's hand, and then create a spirit token. Interesting sorcery. Okay, so it's not in there. It's an uncommon, too. A cool, nice waterbending lesson. To draw 3 cards and then discard a card unless you waterbend. Oh! Oh! I need that waterbending lesson, but oh! Oh! Ooh! Oh! I have apparently. I pressed the wrong spot on the back of my leg, and my. On the back of my ankle, and the back of. And the entirety of my leg is like on fire. Only I can hurt myself by sitting in a chair for an hour. Kind of surprised it's only been an hour. Okay, okay, all right. Let me just allow me to just I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna you know just get a little walking around in first. Um, I'll be back. So enjoy Trap Beat. Okay, all right. I think I dealt with that pretty well. Oh, that one that hurt a little bit. I won't lie. Okay, all right. Going back to this now. We get the last card that was in the pack, and it's Zuko's Exile, which is colorless instant lesson. Exile an artifact, creature, or enchantment, and its controller creates a clue token. It's nice removal, and it's colorless, so. I mean, 5 though is a lot. Yeah, it's like 5, so it's not the greatest in the world. Now, a thriving isle and some islands. Had to be the blue pack that made me feel pain, huh? Okay, hang on. Just gotta get all of these ones that need to be sleeved, and everything will be alright. Oh, Wan Tong is a mythic. That makes a lot of sense for what he can do. It's just funny because the brainstorm is a common. So the fact that it's $1 and it's a common is honestly pretty funny. Alright, moving on. I think it's just the wake up call that I need to do more stretches in the morning. Okay. Let's do the next one. Aside from me having to realize I need to change out my garbage bag. Oh, and trash collection was today. That's wonderful. It's a little stickier than I would have thought it would be. But okay. Either way. Now we're learning. We got a platypus bear. That's a defender. When this creature enters, you mill 2, and as long as there's a lesson, this creature can attack as though it didn't have defender. Okay. Sparring dummy. Also mills, and you put a land card mill this way into your hand. 2 life if you mill a lesson. Okay. So this is going to be about milling, I guess. Wall top sentries with reach and death touch. Now, when this dies, if there's a lesson in your graveyard, you get 2 life. Okay, so what are the lessons? What are the lessons going to be? That's what I want to know. Aang, who's got a lot to learn before the 100 years. Aang has vigilance as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard. Whenever another creature you control dies, you put a +1/+1 on Aang. Huh. You know, if you do that with Judy. Huh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think with Judy that actually works out. Oh, hey, another Iroh where the lessons cost less. A saber-tooth moose lion. The Master's Guidance in, enchantment. When you attack with 2 or more creatures, legendary creatures, you put a +1/+1 on each of them. If you have a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Honestly, a nice enchantment. The Art of Tea. +1/+1 on the creature you control, and make a food token. Of course, it's an instant lesson. Here's a sorcery lesson, True Ancestry. Return up to 1 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Another Rocky Rebuke. And another cracked earthbending technique. And funnily enough, another Zuko's Exile. a thriving grove, and some island. Sorry, forests. Forests, not islands. Forests. Let's see. I don't think we're halfway yet, but we're getting there. I've gotten two things I think that I was definitively looking for, but we're still looking for the other bending masters, and honestly, any other Katara. I do have to wonder if they're gonna think about doing any Korra stuff with this, because I think everything is deleted by a mod. That's interesting. Oh, all right, hold that phone in thought. So we finally got earthbending. We got the turtle duck. Rebellious captives. Exhaust 6, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature, and then Earthbend 2. Use that. Another Earth Kingdom soldier. Here is a Toph. We have Toph the Blind Bandit. When she enters Earthbend 2, and then Toph's power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on lands you control. So as much Earthbending as possible. I would assume she would not just be like some rinky-dink card. Oh, but she actually might be. Oh, damn. Huh. That makes me a tad bit sad. It's a Toph, so unless I get a better Toph, I'm gonna actively I'm gonna keep it around. It's a Toph. I need a Toph, so over here you go. Earthbending lesson, finally. Earthbend 4. I wonder. Did I get an Earthbending student? Hey, thanks for the follow! Oh, we finally hit 100 followers! We finally did it! Thank you for hitting the goal! I can't but barely see the name. Marie Cynthia, thank you for hitting the goal. How you doing today? Yeah, I guess with follower's choice, I have to go up soon. We'll just have to add another one of that to the backlog. While I check for something. I thought I got an Earthbending student earlier, but maybe I'm just delusional. I guess I'm just delusional. I know we got a student earlier. I think we got an air student, or is it the firebending student? Thank you so much for hitting the goal. Yeah, I don't remember putting that over there. All right. I guess I'm just tripping. Thought we had gotten an Earthbending student at some point, but I guess not. We have the Earth Kingdom General. When this enters Earthbend 2, will you put one or more +1/+1 counters on a creature, you gain that much life. Interesting. Earthbender Ascension. When this enchantment enters, you Earthbend 2 and then search your library for a basic land and put it on the battlefield tapped. And in Landfall, oh, do you also get the Landfall trigger? You put a quest counter on it too? That's actually a nice enchantment. Earthbending feels like it's cracked in this. It looks like a good mechanic. We got Hippo Cows. And it's just trample. Just trying to see if there was anything more extra there. Explore. You can play an additional land this turn and draw a card. Oh dear. Let's see. Wasn't there something that's like get an instant or a sorcery out of your graveyard? Like, oh dear. I can see that kind of snowballing, actually. Oh dear. Actually, you know what? That Explorer's going over here. Another Rocky Rebuke, because it has to be. And then an Inspiring Call. Draw a card for each creature you control with counters on it. Or +1/+1s. And then those creatures gain Indestructible. Because of course they do. Oh, a different land. So we got the Rumble Arena. When this land enters, you scry one. Alright, finally got a separate land. Let's see here. Alright, so that's not going to give me what I want. The only thing I never like about TCG players, when I want to actually look something up, it takes so long for it to finally catch up. And then Thriving Grove, because why not? And Force. You never have too many Force. Right, so I've got an Atoll, I guess. Just need some more water bending and some more air bending, and that'll be fine. I still have a Fist of Suns and another card coming in the mail for the Avatar deck that I'm trying to make. I'm glad I bought that when it was down, because I don't know if it's going to go back up. I remember back midsummer when the Avatar cards were being revealed and we got to see Aang. I remember seeing that Fist of Suns spike in price. It came down recently, so I decided to grab it, but hopefully, it gets here on time. And the way we have Ozai making big sacrifices. Do we already have an Ozai? Wait. Did we already have an Ozai? No, we had Powerful and Relentless, I think. So we're still going to have a lot of overlap with some of these cards, it looks like. Because we're already getting another Callous Inspector. And another Corrupt Official. And another Fire Nation Ambushers. Fire Navy Trebuchet. A defender with reach. And when you attack, you make a 2/1 construct named Ballistic Boulder. Another Zhao the Ruthless. Oh, if I have two Zhaos, that's good. That's good, actually. If I have two Zhaos. I don't know which one of those decks might actually make sacrifices. I'm going to put this over here just because I know one of my other decks I'm trying to make might actually be making sacrifices to make that work. But I'm not remembering which one. Another beetle-headed merchant. Fire Lord Ozai. When Fire Lord Ozai attacks, you can sacrifice another creature, and if you do, you add an amount of red mana equal to the sacrificed creature's power. And until the end of combat, you don't lose mana as steps end. Then if you have 6, you can exile the top card of each opponent's library, and you can play one of them without paying its cost. So it's a cheaper but worse Kefka Dancing Mad. Interesting. But it's also monocolor. You know, maybe I have a deck that can make that work. Another Canyon Crawler. Another Heartless Act. Another Ozai's Cruelty. Alright, this one is new. Scarring Memories. Ooh, you can cast this as though it had flash if you control an attacking legendary creature. So when you're getting your firebending mana, this just has flash. And a target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice, discards a card, and loses 3 life. All of that? Damn. And then one more Deadly Precision for the word. Yeah, I guess that would be a harsh lesson, actually. I just realized that was a lesson card. Thriving More. More Swamps. I think the color we've gotten the least so far has been white. Hasn't it? Or is it blue? No, we had 2. No, I think it might be blue, actually. Been a lot of green so far. Oh, come on. Come on. Get off of there. Come on. We got the Freedom Fighters coming back, which means more Dead Jet. So, the Duke. Zhang Zhang's Deserters. Inspired Insurgent. Toucan Puffin. Pipsqueak Rebel Strongarm. Can't attack unless he has a +1/+1 counter on him, is interesting. Wandering Musicians. When they attack, you get +1 until the end of the turn. Oh no, when they attack creatures you control, get +1 until the end of the turn. Still need a +1/+1 in order for that strong arm to work, though. He's dead. A troop. Acrobatic Leap. Path to Redemption. Valorous Stance. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. That's an instant. Hook Swords Equipment. When this enters, create a white allied creature token. Fine. Oh, that makes me wonder, is there a red, white, blue, green that could maybe work with that? Because obviously Kyoshi stuff and Sokka wants to work with ally stuff. And Sokka's already blue-white, but you need the green from somewhere. And then with this, you'd still want red from somewhere as well. Unless you just want build one side Sokka and Suki, and the other side be Jet and somebody, I guess. I'm maybe there's some red that I don't know of, or maybe there's a red Jet. Thriving Heath and Plains. Get Appa flying in the distance. Now, speaking of all of this, wasn't there supposed to be some sort of Kyoshi thing that was supposed to happen soon? Because isn't Korra over now? Or it's like a brand new Avatar, I think. Which is probably why they're doing so many collabs with Avatar now, because you got this with the Magic the Gathering, you got Sonic the Hedgehog with the kart racer having that as part of the season pass. On top of them dropping more free characters too, especially from IDW. Like, let's talk about that for a second. That's kind of insane. They wouldn't think they would have done that. Would not have thought they would do that at all. Alright, so we're at the zoo. Which gives us another turtle duck. Come on. Thank you. An animal attendant. Add 1 mana of any color. If that mana is spent to cast a non-human creature, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1. Was Green Goblin a goblin human? Wait, no, this can't work with that anyway because it's green. I feel like I can get this to work, especially because it can add a mana of any color. Frog squirrels. Thought I heard my phone for a second, that's why I paused. Hang on. Because, if someone's calling me, I gotta make sure I keep up with that, but if it's just a notification, well... Alright, looks like it was just a notification, so that's fine. As long as I'm not missing anything, that's always fine. You never know when emergencies could pop up, so... Always gotta keep your head on a swivel, especially in this household. An ostrich horse that has more milling. I always forget how weird the animals in the Avatar universe are. You can put a land from among them into your hand, and if you don't, you put a +1/+1 on this creature. Okay. Diligent Zookeeper. Each non-human you control gets +1/+1 for each of its creature types to a maximum of 10. If there was an easy way to give something, or give everything on the field changeling, then you would always get +10/+10, I feel like. Because aren't there more than 10 creature types? That'd be insane, actually. Elephant Mandrill. It's weird. I look at this, and I get 3 things out of it. 1 is Rafiki from The Lion King. 2 is that one Kingdom Hearts 2 boss. And then 3 is Spark Mandrill. Little less Spark Manager, a little more Kingdom Hearts 2, but you get what I'm getting at. We got Eel Hounds, Fish Dogs, but like nightmares. Yeah, Trample and plus on attacking. Another Sabertooth. A Pillar Launch to untap something, and target creature gets +2/+2. And Reach. Yeah, we'll keep it over here for now. The Origin of Metal Bending. How close do I gotta get before you focus? Alright, fair enough. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, or put a +1/+1 on a target creature you control and it gains indestructible. Got a Bison Whistle. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a bison, put it onto the battlefield. If it's a creature card, you can put it in your hand after you reveal it, and otherwise you can put something into the graveyard to just thin out the deck. How many different bison are we getting with this? I don't know if there's enough bison to make that work. And anything that would change a creature type doesn't change it until it's like on the battlefield, right? So I don't know if there's a way to make that work. No, and then another Hog Monkey Rampage. And a Thriving Grove. I'm surprised there's not like a zoo land with this. I would think there would be like some sort of zoo land or forest. I think out of everything, we've gotten green the most. Honestly, with the way these with the way the jumpstart boosters are kind of going, I'm wondering how the other boosters are going to go. I think we're past the halfway point now. Oh, here's something I wasn't actually expecting to get. So now we have the Bounty Hunters with another Callous Inspector. But we deviate a little bit with Pretending Poxbearers. It's like a zombie episode or something. When this creature dies, create a white ally. And June the Bounty Hunter. I love that I can't see my keyboard completely. Okay. I would have thought she actually had something going on. Can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. And make clue tokens, because I guess at that point, make clue tokens, draw 2 cards. Yeah, she can't be blocked. Pirate Peddlers. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 on this creature. Probably works a lot with Judy. Nyla. This was June's pet, I think, right? Exile up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard, and you lose X life and create X clue tokens. This is the card's mana value. If you control no clues, return target card exile with Nyla to its owner's hand. Oh, so once you run out of the clue tokens, you can get something back from your graveyard. It's going to be infinitely harder to mess with it. Well, now that makes me curious. June herself, not that impactful, but maybe Nyla? If Nyla showed up in the price guide, that would be wonderful. surprised. Even if I found the extended art version, it wouldn't be that much. Another Fire Navy Trebuchet. Another Azula on the hunt. Another Zhao. I think that's our third Zhao now. We're sold out. Here's a sad card. Bastion of Remembrance. When this enchantment enters, you create a 1/1 soldier. And when the creature you control whatever creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Such a sad card. Honestly, if this is not like $1, I'm going to be even sadder because it deserves to be. It's not, and that deserves to be. Just for the sentiment behind it. Obsessive Pursuit. When this enters at the beginning of your upkeep, lose a life, create a clue. When you attack, put X +1/+1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn, and if it's 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink. If you can get an engine going to keep making things, that or you just keep sacrificing clues, I suppose. And with June, that's not that hard because to make a clue token was 1. Okay, I think I can see where that's kind of going. Because then you can put that on a creature that's attacking. And I would assume if that thing has firebending X, and X is equal to power, you would just add the X from Obsessive Pursuit to the X for firebending. And you just have like, what, 8 mana? Like, I just at a general standpoint, probably have like 8. We keep getting Deadly Precision. This is just funny. Like, yeah, you can pay 1 to destroy a creature, but it's in essence, it's really just 5. I mean, I guess it can work with the Obsessive Pursuit, but like, it really is just kind of 5. Because you have to pay to 4 or drop something. Driving more. I'm glad to get more of those. It's just nice to have, so you have the option of another land color. Let's see here. How many rows we got? We got 3 more rows after this pack. So we are past half, at least. Because I don't need trash piling up behind me completely. There we go. Oh, looks like we're learning again. I realized I think there's actually a lesson I want another one of in here, so. Learning. Rebellious Captives. The Sparring Dummy. Is it going to be the same? Sentries. Aang. Oh, here's something different. The Guru. Pafik. Look at the top 5 cards. Reveal a lesson, saga, or shrine from among them and put it into your hand. And then put the rest in your library. And when you cast a lesson, saga, or shrine, put a +1/+1 on another creature you control. Interesting that we got shrine stuff now. Actually, as a matter of fact, wasn't there like High Buy that can do stuff with shrines now? Another Sabertooth. Crystalline Armor. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control and has trample. That's not that bad, actually. Are you serious? Okay, I love having to go back and forth. I just want to know, man. Okay, it's not. Especially because it's not the extended art. But it's still a cool card. Another Origin of Metal Bending. Shared Roots. Search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped. Yeah. Another Rocky Rebuke. Another Cracked Earthbending Technique. Another Exile. And another Thriving Grove to cap it all off. With more force. Start the reverse way this time. The lack of blue is surprising to me so far, because we have not gotten that much. Well, asking you shall receive, apparently. Because we have Adams. And hopefully I'm about to get a Katara I can use. Was really hoping I get a second professor because I kind of needed that. That's lovely to have. Forecasting Fortune Teller. Make a clue. Here we go. Katara Bending Prodigy, the card I was looking for. If Katara is tapped, you put a +1/+1 on her at the beginning of your end step, and you can waterbend 6 to draw a card. Probably going to have to go to the other side's guide. Car. Seeking Revenge, the Tail, Heroic Healer. Okay, so I have to go to the other one. I could have sworn she's like $3, but I just want to, make sure. I'm going to sleeve it anyway, but... Oh, it's just 7 cents. Well, then it can just go over here. I don't have to worry about sleeving it. Works for me, I guess. Yep, nope, nope. Okay. Nope, yep, nope, yep. There we go. There we go. It's a little bit better. It's not gonna be perfect. I have to make it work. Iguana Parrot. We really just were like, we were going the Cortex route of just like mashing animals together, huh? Turtle seals. Really? I mean, I guess there was a turtle duck earlier. A giant koi. Our first saga, it looks like. Nightmares and Daydreams. So until your next turn, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, target player mills cards equal to the mana value. And after 3 of those, you can draw a card. If a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, draw 3 instead. Certain people would love that because it just says target player mills. And there's a couple of mill decks that exist. Serpent of the Pass. If there are 3 or more lessons, you may cast this as though it had flash in your graveyard, And this spell costs 1 less for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. So, instant sorceries, lessons, whatever. And if you have 5 in there, it's just 2. That's kind of funny. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. So if you had 3 lessons in your graveyard, instead of it being a 7 cost, it's a 4 cost. And then if you have 2 more, it becomes a 2 cost. And it would have, both sides, it would have flash. So you can just flash a 6/5 up. That's incredible, actually. Unagi Spray. Didn't think I was going to get help for my auto deck, but apparently, yes, I will. Target creature gets -4/-0 until end of turn. If you control fish, octopus, otter, seal, serpent, or whale, draw a card. Did not think my otter deck was going to get extra help, but I'm glad to see it. Yeah, the camera's like in the way. Yeah. I don't quite like that because my natural rest is like right there in the middle of it. There we go. That's a lot better. Alright, continuing on. Oh, cool, I got a dramatic reversal. Wasn't expecting that. I'm just getting everything. When I ask you, you shall receive, I suppose. I'm just getting everything now. Dramatic reversal, because why not? Was hoping I can get that, because that actually works better with the waterbending. Because if you already tap it, then you can untap it for more, essentially. Alright. Crashing Wave. You can waterbend X and tap up to X target creatures and distribute 3 stun counters among the tapped creatures that your opponents control. That's 2? That's just a 2 cost? That's just a 2 cost? That's going in VP. Alright. Waterbending lesson to draw 3 and then discard. Unless you waterbend with 2. Finally, a Thriving Isle, which means more islands. We're on the... Oh, yep, we're on the second to last. No, we're not. Oh, I miscounted. There are more packs in here. I miscounted. Alright, looks like we got some more warriors. Yep, more warriors. Starting with the Kyoshi Warrior Guard. Invasion Reinforcements. When it enters, create an ally. Oh, it has flash. That's cool. Another Battle Fan. Another Puffin. Another Sokka of the Strategy variety. More warriors. Suki, the Kyoshi captain. Other warriors get +1/+1. And attacking warriors you control gain double strike if you pay 4. Another troop. Another path to redemption. It's kind of cool to keep getting that one over and over again. It's a nice enchantment, actually. I mean, for 5, you could sacrifice and then get a token, though. Sokka's sword training. Target gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Valorous stance. Team Avatar enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets XX, where X is the number of creatures you control. And if you pay 3, you can discard it, and it deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. So again, with the allies, if you keep building allies that can double the tokens you make, that's gonna end up just I just realized you have something that's white and black. You have Judy all the time. Oh, that snowballs hard, doesn't it? Yeah, but God. Okay, all right. I guess I can almost fall out of my chair. That's wonderful. I guess I needed some slapstick today. Another thriving heath for my troubles. Oh, there we go. And then more planes. Just want to stretch out my leg because my knees are hurting. I have to really, one of these days I'll finally have the space that I want so I can just always have my legs outstretched. Don't have to worry about them, you know? Alright. Let's see what the next ones are. Oh! Might finally be getting another target card I was looking for. So, as soon as my stretching is over, there we go. Looks like we've got Avatar Roku coming up. We got the Union Archers again. We have Fire Sages with Firebending 1. We got a Borcupine. There's something that follows after Boar, Cupine. When you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 on this creature. That's going in VV. I can use that in VV because that just works better. That ramps up better. Loyal Fire Sage. Another Fang, Roku's companion. Another dragon is always nice. Zhong the Destroyer. The Deserter. Another firebending lesson. A frantic confrontation. Oh, it's an X cost. Okay. I was like, wait, where's the X come from? Roku's Mastery, deal X damage to a target creature, and if it's 4 or more, scry 2. It's interesting how the firebenders, because their thing is tied to combat, it helps them more with combat, but there's not really a way to firebend from an instant or a sorcery. You just have to do it from a creature. So you have to be able to have the creature to firebend. In which case, if you were building a deck around like Zuko or Ozai or Azula, then it should be fine. But if you're not, there's no way to give firebending. So far that I've seen, I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen that yet. Ooh, something for the shrines, a Crescent Island temple. You focused and then you unfocused. What do you mean? Like, come on, man. Type of thing that's actually annoying. When the Crescent Island temple enters, for each shrine, make a 1/1 red monk with prowess. When another shrine enters, create another monk. And it's a legendary enchantment shrine. Here he is. Avatar Roku, the Firebender. Whenever a player attacks, add 6 red mana until the end of combat. You don't lose this. Whenever a player attacks, by the way, not just you. So he has an innate kind of firebending, but it's actually not firebending. This man is $20. This man is $20. You get a White Lotus hideout, and a Thriving Bluff, and more mountains. That man is $20. That's insane. I mean, the effect is really good, though. He costs 6, but the effect is really good. Just being able to go, yep. I just get 6 mana whenever you're doing anything. Pair that with the, you know. Oh, I just realized he goes so well with Vivi. I just realized he goes so well with Vivi. You don't have to worry about firebending in that. Which I'm going to keep him, instead of on that stack, I'm going to keep him on this stack. It'd be funny if I got a second Roku. But I doubt we're going to get 2 of them in one go. Next, we're looking at the Insurgents. I do think I have gotten everything I needed from the Jumpstart. So it's a total victory so far, even though we have like 6 packs left. Still wouldn't mind getting a certain other Toph, but, you know, if we don't, we don't. So, Insurgents. We have Momo, Rambunctious Rascal. When it enters, he deals 4 to a tapped creature an opponent controls. So just kind of eliminate something off the gate. Another Inspired Insurgents. Another Warrior Guard. Another Sokka. Hakoda, the Selfless Commander. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast ally spells from the top card of your library. And if you sacrifice some creatures you control, get +5 and indestructible. And more Glider Kids. More Warriors. I got another Appa who's an ally. Target creature you control can gain flying, or you can airbend whenever Appa enters or attacks. 6 mana, though. Path to Redemption. Stand United. Target creature gets +2/+2. If it's an ally, scry 2. That's an instant, not a creature. Duelist Heritage. Whenever one or more creatures attack, you can have one of them gain double strike. I just realized that just says whenever one or more creatures attack. So during anybody's turn, really. So you can let somebody else get really screwed over. I was kind of hoping I would see this one. That's rough, buddy. My girlfriend turned into the moon. Put a +1 counter on target creature. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature instead if a creature left the battlefield under your control this turn, and draw a card. Another Thriving Heath. And more planes. I was really hoping I was going to see That's Rough, buddy. Too bad it's probably not like egregious amount. Yeah. Alright. We're getting to the end of the Jumpstart packs now. Oh, hey. Oh, I thought TeamSpeak crashed for a second. I was making sure I wasn't ignoring anybody by any chance. Okay. Next, we're going to be soaring into the air. Alright. Flying Fish Dolphin, because why not? Forecasting Fortune Teller. Messenger Hawk. If you've drawn 2 or more cards, you get +2. And when it enters, make a clue. Okay. Okay, this is like the 4th of the same Sokka. Is there not like another different Sokka in the Jumpstart? Like, there's more than one Katara and Toph, I'm pretty sure, but is there not more than one Sokka? Like, there's more than one Tsuki. Okay, I don't know if it's Teo or Tio. When one or more creatures you control with flying attack, you can draw a card and discard a card. And when you discard a non-land card this way, you can just put a +1/+1 on a target creature. Well, I know what deck that's going in. Cat Owl. Whenever this creature attacks, untap a target artifact or creature. The Mechanist Aerial Artisan. You cast a non-creature spell, make a clue. And if you tap them until the end of turn, target artifact token becomes a construct artifact with flying. Another Giant Koi. A Watery Grasp enchantment. Enchanted creature doesn't untap. And you can waterbend 5. Enchanted creature's owner shuffles it into their library. Another Mechanical Glider to give things flying. Boomerang, you do come back. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And if you control that permanent, draw a card. Actually, it is 1. It is 1. Sokka's Haiku. Counter target spell. Draw a card. Then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. You can untap something that's been earthbended. Thrive an Isle. More islands. Get on the stack. Get on the stack right. Come on. Alright. Actually, I can't exactly tell, but is my boss health at 0? Did somebody get a free, let me see here. I just gotta find it right quick. And check it. Is that at 0? Or is, no, it's just a little bit of health in there. Okay, so there's just a little bit of health in there. It looks like. I thought it was at 0. I thought somebody finally got it. Gonna have to search back through some accounts. But it's still got a little bit in there. Just a little bit. Alright. Moving on. We're going to get adapted with some tricky allies. And the Moon Spirit, it looks like. More Glider Kids. Another Battle Fan. Rowdy Snowballers. Human Peasant Allies. Insulting a little bit, but when it enters, tap the target creature an opponent controls and put stun counter on it. Just straight up put a stun counter. Oh, I guess stunned by snow. I guess that makes sense. Ah, Princess Yue. When she dies, if she was a non-land creature, she becomes a land named Moon. And she adds colorless. Still legendary, so you can't copy it. Let's see here. Funniest card. But then also, I'm pretty sure you can earthbend her, which is the funniest part about that. So dumb. Oh hey, a second Katara bending prodigy. I wasn't expecting that. Guess I can just go on the stack. I don't really have another use for another one. Another Spirited Glider. Here we go. The Blue Spirit. And to cast the first creature spell you cast each turn as though it had flash. Whenever a non-token creature you control enters during combat, you can draw a card. I wouldn't think the Blue Spirit is like astronomical, right? Oh, that's not the letter L. Oh, it is. Never mind. You're getting sleeved. Didn't know. Once everything's said and done. Another giant koi. I feel like there's been one in every single blue pack that's been here. Boomerang Basics. Didn't really have a need for another one, but alright. A Frantic Search. Don't think I have one of these yet, so Gonna need that for later. Lost in the Spirit World. Another waterbending lesson. This is interesting. The island was over the Thriving Isle in this setup. Oh, we're finally on the last row of the jump start. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, actually. You gotta be kidding me. We got cabbages. Wasn't actually expecting to get that. Can't believe I actually got cabbages. So we got the unlucky cabbage merchant. When this creature enters, make a food token, and whenever you sacrifice the food token, you can search your library for a basic land and put it on the battlefield. And then this creature can go to the bottom of your library and then shuffle. Oh, and then shuffle? I'm glad they didn't make it legendary. Let me make sure of that. I forgot he needs to go in the sleeve. Of course, I have to go to the other guide because, yeah. Come on. I gotta type UN, I get Boomy first. Okay. Oh, sweet. Boomy's Feast Lecture. To make more food tokens in Earthbend X, where X is twice the number of foods you control. Oh. Well, alright then. Hey, wait a minute. That sounds like... That's not how you spell Boomy. And then I gotta go back to the other price guide. Because it just apparently just doesn't have it. This is annoying. Like, you just put all the cards in one little guide. Then my system is slowing down. Okay. After all of that, wasn't even worth it. Although making that many food tokens would be... Oh, well, the earth bending would be the part that's nice. Another elephant mandrill. And then you can create another food token with that. Okay, I see what's going on here. Foggy Swamp Vine Bender. This creature can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And you can waterbend 5 to put a +1/+1 on it. Ah, Bosco. It's just a bear. When Bosco enters, you create a food token for each legendary creature you control. I can see how the Boomy lesson, I can see how that snowballs. I can see what they were doing here. Actually, now I'm curious. Does Bosco have anything to him? It'd be funny if he did, but I could understand it not. Yeah. Got some hippo cows. We got the other cabbage merchant. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, make a food token. Oh, I can see that Boomy's feast lecture getting real out of control, actually. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, sacrifice a food token. And if you have if you have at least 2 of them, you can add 1 mana of any color by tapping them. That boy, cabbage merchant. Why do I keep saying merchant? I'm just losing the CH in the word merchant. Yeah, I would have thought that guy had something going on. Another Sabertooth. Many partings. Search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle, create a food token. Are these bending in real time? Like, what's going on here? Why is that bent a little bit? Did I pull on the... Am I pulling the pack too hard? I don't think it's heat yet, but... Leaves from the vine. Mill 3, make a food. +1/+1 in each of up to 2 creatures. Draw a card if there's a creature or less in your graveyard. I kind of got it now. Hang on. Leaves from the vine. Of course, it's not in this price guide. Of course, I gotta go back. Now I gotta wait for it to catch up. Okay. Well, that was a waste of my time. Another Art of Tea. And another Rocky Rebuke. With a Thriving Grove. Alright. Second to last pack of Jumpstart. Oh, this one's going to actually be really useful. So now we have the firebending theming. We have the Fire Nation Cadets. We have Moku, the Meandering Drummer. Oh, when you cast a non-creature spell, you pay 1, and Moku gets +2/+1, and creatures you control gain haste until the end of turn. Archers. Fire Sage. Deserter. Another Zuko Exiled Prince. Actually, I wasn't paying attention. Does Zuko amount to anything? I shouldn't say it like that, actually. Well, no, not even Firelord Zuko. Just the borderless ones. Reckless Blaze. Deal 5 damage to each creature. So basically a board wipe if for weak stuff. And then whenever a creature you dealt died this way, add red mana. If you got a lot of token generation, that could be sick. You know, I just realized the story that's told in 2 different art forms. Happy cabbage merchant, sad cabbage merchant. I'm just giving up now. It's a merchant to me now. It's not. It's no. There's no longer the word merchant in my vocabulary. It's just merchant to me now. Apparently, I can't speak anymore. Anyway, Rough Rhino Cavalry. That's a cavalry. That's a lot to exhaust. Fire Nation attackers. Two 2/2/2 soldiers. 2/2/2. Huh. With firebending 1, and then you can flashback it for 9. You can flashback it for 9. Okay, sure. Another firebending lesson. A cunning maneuver. +3/+1, create a clue. Combustion technique. And then a thriving bluff. Alright, finally, we've hit the last pack of Jumpstart. I can't wait to finally get into the regular Avatar thing. Oh. So we have the Katara that has the experience counters coming up, I think. I got Toff, so not everything's lost. Yeah, we have a lot of earthbending. Actually, now that I think about it, there's a lot of instants and sorceries that do earthbending. Alright, so we starting off with Gran. Whenever she becomes tapped, draw a card, discard a card, non-creature spells. Cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 or more lessons in your graveyard. I know exactly where this is going. Master Paku. When it becomes tapped, player mills X cards where X is the number of lessons. Rowdy Snowballers. One last Sokka, I guess. Turtle Seals. Geyser Leaper. Oh. Yep. Yeah. Katara, the Waterbending Master. If I remember correctly. That is not in that price guide. Hang on. Yep, that is another $20 card. Pretty cool. We have Consider. You can surveil and then draw. Actually, that's going food. VB. I'm gonna just make sure that goes in my VB deck. I think it's another Watery Grasp. That's enchantment. I think we had an octopus form before. I think so, because it's been a while. It'll quench you. Counterspell, unless they pay 2. So, early game counterspell, I guess. Oh, hey, another Sokka Haiku. I was hoping to get a second one. One last thriving isle. And the last set of islands. Honestly, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Here, I was thinking I was going to be here for like 8 hours completely because of how long it took me the last couple of times, but no. No, it looks more like I'll just be here for a good 4 or 5 once we start opening this other pack here. We've got a nice couple of things so far. I'm going to just throw all of these back in the box here. Now we'll deal with rummaging through it for other things that I might want or need later. Because I'm sure there are a bunch of cards here I can make work in a bunch of other types of decks and such. But for right now, I want to clear my desk off for the other box. Yeah, might be useful. And then we'll just stick all the lands on top as well. There we go. No, that was pretty good from here. Whatever I don't use, I can send to the library so they have more cards, but ironically, they're kind of full already, so it's going to be a little harder to do that. We've got a nice, impressive amount of stuff that can be used for another deck I'm trying to build, or a couple of decks I'm trying to build. Let's set everything on top here. Okay, moving on. Now to the real meat and potatoes. Now we got most of what we wanted out of Jumpstart. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to see, and I get me a Badgermole Cub. Or a Metal Bender. That works too. I even got the Roku I wanted as well. So that there's just like the Cub and like Zula that I'm looking for here. Didn't know there were draft archetypes already made mention here. Right, let's reset that up back over here. We'll put those right there. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's do that. Yeah. It's gonna be fine now. If I remember correctly, a regular play booster is less cards. The Jumpstart is like 20 cards, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's 20 and 20 to make 40. So let's see what we can get out of here. I doesn't feel like I got bit by a mosquito. I really hope I don't have a mosquito in here right now because I don't want to deal with that. Ooh. I'm already dealing with my knees like I'm 50. I'm not even 30 yet, man. Don't grow old. So I've been told multiple times, don't grow old. Starting off with the ally token that turns into a clue token. It's going to be a new stack here now. We got another ostrich horse. Rhino cavalry. Corrupt official. A first time flyer. Gets +1/+1 as long as there's a lesson in your graveyard. Oh, okay. Here we go. Airbending lesson. Abandon attachments. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. I'd like to get a second of that. Otter Penguin. When you draw your second card each turn, this creature gets +1/+2 and can't be blocked. Another combustion technique. A meteor sword that takes 7 mana. I see what you did there. Destroy a target permanent when it comes in. Wait, target permanent, so destroy a land when it comes in. An equipped creature gets +3/+3. Yeah, just destroy a land when it comes in, I guess. Water Tribe Rallier. If you water bend 5, you can look at the top 4 cards, reveal a creature with power 3 or less, put it in the hand, and the rest in the bottom. Great Divide Guide. Each land and ally you control can just be tapped for mana. I have to think about that one because I feel like I can use that, but I'm not sure. You know, if I'm going to think about it, I'll put it in the stack. Earthen Ally is +1/+0 for each color among allies you control. And if you pay 2 plus Wooburg, you can Earthbend 5. Not a bad creature to have. We get a foil waterbending lesson. And finally, for the land, we get a Misty Palms Oasis. Dual color land. That enters tapped, but dual color land. It's wonderful. Next. Trying to actually get that right so I can show stuff on my camera a little bit better. I'll soon have to start thinking about getting a new camera. As evidence, this one's making sick. Alright. Starting off with a food token. That could be a dragon. The archers come back. The merchants come back. Another octopus form. Curious farm animals. When this creature dies, you gain 3 life, and you can sack this creature to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Another audience. More musicians. Barrels of blasting jelly. Come on, you were doing so well. You were doing so well. Pay 1 to add 1 mana of any color. So basically just transform like any sort of land into another color if you couldn't already. Pay 5, you can sacrifice this artifact, it deals 5 damage to a target creature. It's actually a useful artifact. It's basically like the prism one. Oh, awesome, more shared roots. I needed the second one of that. I didn't need a fourth Zao. Gather the White Lotus. Create a 1/1 allied creature for each plane you control. Ooh. Okay. So we have a foil Gather the White Lotus. Didn't realize they were sorceries. I can just pick that up, put that over here. And the land is just a forest. But we get some borderless art cards this time. We get a Crashing Wave. And you can waterbend X to tap X target creatures and distribute 3 stuns. And a borderless Lion Turtle. And when it enters, you gain 3 life. Can't attack or block unless there's 3 or more lessons. And you can add a mana of any color. Those are kind of cool looking. I'm just going to check this and see. Let's look at the Lion Turtle first. Type that. It should give me... Oh, I'm really surprised. That's only 50 cents. That's such a cool looking card. I might actually try to use this in the deck. But the Crashing Wave, I would expect to have more. No, it doesn't. Never mind. Never mind. Just gonna go over here because I know I put another Crashing Wave over here somewhere. Because I've seen it. But I would like to use the borderless version because that one looks cooler. I'm expecting duplicates, but I'm also kind of expecting to get something I'm really looking for. Alright, starting it off, we get another ally in the clue. We get Azula Never Lies. More Rowdy Snowball. Razor Rings. Deal 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. And get the extra. Life. Another audience. Another Cupine. The second one of this is probably actually not that bad. We get Aang's Journey. Now, this is something I want a second of. So if you kick it, let's see here. The initial part of it is search your library for a basic land. If it's kicked, search your library for a basic land card and a shrine. I'm not using anything that would need a shrine, but this is a nice card just to get lands out. Earth Kingdom Soldier. Invasion Submarine. When this enters, return up to one target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. You can waterbend 3 to just make this an artifact creature. And it's a 3/3. Dai Li agents. When this creature enters, Earthbend 1, and then Earthbend another 1. When this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life for the number of creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them. Water Tribe Rally. The Fire Nation attacks. We got the Sun Blessed Peak. Ooh, an encoding overload. I don't know what that's from, but hopefully that's not going to happen again. So another dual land is nice. Airbender Ascension. Foiled. When this enters, airbend the target creature. When a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this. And if there's 4 or more quest counters, exile up to 1 target creature you control and then return it. Oh, so phase it. So it's an enchantment that builds up to phasing even more than airbending does. That works well with anything that's got, like, when it enters, Earthbend. That's actually a nice card. I might put that on the other stack. But this is what I was talking about earlier about Firebending X. You get the Firebending student. So, Firebending X to get X mana, basically. And I just want to see how this alt art stacks up. But I'm going to be using this because this is a nice card. Oh, come on, man. Bro, why am I getting an encoder overload? Is everything alright with this? Alright, so this is the showcase. What a really cool looking card, too. Like, you gotta love that. Starting off pretty strong here. Okay. We've got another ally into a clue. I thought that was a cookie for a second. Maybe I'm just hungry. There's some pirate peddlers. Flexible waterbenders. Another path to redemption. Was not expecting that one. Gotta change the order. I don't want any more Sabertooths. I'm good on these. You had a Boomy Bash. Deal damage equal to the number of lands you control to target creature, or destroy target land or non-basic land. Land creature or non-basic land. We got a platypus bear. The boulder is ready to rumble. When the boulder attacks Earthbend X. Where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. The boulder probably counts. Actually, I have to know. Does the boulder... The boulder got something going for him? I gotta wait for the price guide, man. In the meantime, we have another spirit glider. Spirited glider, I should say. Ooh. Ooh. I already got it. Okay, hang on. While I wait for that to catch up. Oh. Oh, is this not responding? Oh, this page is unresponsive. Oh. Oh, that's wonderful. How wonderful. The page is unresponsive. Okay, I did. Okay, Chrome. Apparently, I've got a lot of things going on all at once right now, and Chrome does not like it. I might have to close some tabs over here. Good lord. Like, apparently, this just does not like me today. Oh, wow. Oh, you're having a hard day. Oh, no. It's probably because of OBS as well, so that makes a lot more sense. We were starting off so well, though. I'm wondering what's causing, like, a lot of overloading. Hope there's not, like, some sort of memory leakage I got going on or anything. I wonder how that looks on stream as well, because like everything is dying right quick. Hang on, everything is dying. Um, I'm going to just close Discord. I bet that'll fix some issues. I would hope that'll fix some issues. If I can close. Now just reopen it later when I actually need it. We were on track to finish this within like usual time too, which makes me sad. Come on. All this because I wanted to check the price of the boulder. It's the boulder. Okay, Discord closed.